This morning, the CDC giving vaccinated people the green light to travel as long as you've had both shots and you are wearing your mask in public. The CDC says you won't have to quarantine, and that's good news as it's been a very busy morning at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. People traveling for Easter and spring break. But there are still concerns for people who aren't vaccinated. WCNC Charlotte's Billie Jean Shaw reports.
Hey there, as you mentioned, it's Easter weekend, it's spring break for a lot of local school districts, and this is what health officials feared: packed airports with little to no social distancing. That's exactly what we're seeing here and what we've been seeing all morning at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. The CDC says if you don't have to travel, just stay home. With many local school districts on spring break, coupled with the upcoming Easter holiday, record levels of passengers are expected at the nation's airports since the start of the pandemic. That even as health officials continue advising against non-essential travel. TSA reports screening more than 1 million passengers every day for the past 3 weeks. Data from Charlotte Douglas Airport shows 2 million have been screened just between the months of January and February. United Airlines CEO says his company, which was losing more than $100 million a day at this point last year, says March ended in positive territory.
Tells you something about the pent-up desire for travel, the pent-up desire to remake those connections.
And now there are questions about whether you may need a so-called vaccine passport for things like international travel, going to concerts, or even sporting events. The White House says they'll leave that up to the private sector. Meanwhile, U.S. airline executives do not endorse a domestic vaccine program for flying. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster calls the idea un-American to the core and says vaccine passports will have no place in South Carolina. And signs like this are all throughout the airport, reminding people to wear a mask and practice social distancing. And while we do see people wearing masks, it's impossible to practice social distancing with the amount of travelers we're seeing this afternoon. Reporting from Charlotte Douglas International Airport, I'm Billie Jean Shaw, WCNC Charlotte.